Have you been focused on the past or worrying about your future? Hi, I'm Debra Kasowski, three-time best-selling author, speaker, executive coach, and the host of the Millionaire Woman Show podcast. Today, I want to talk to you about staying in control of the moment. What happens is people are often caught in focusing and ruminating on the past, their past experiences, often with regret, or they're looking at worrying about the future, a place of anxiety, a fear of the unknown. So, what I want to do is let's focus on the past. We don't want to be taking that emotional baggage with us into the present and move into our future. We need to start healing those wounds of those mistakes, those errors or, failures that we tend to ruminate over and look for the lesson. We could tell ourselves we could have did that, or I should have done this and I should have done that, and quit shooting on yourself. Really, is it serving you? By beating yourself up about things that you could have and should have done, the truth is, if you would have done them, you would have. And if things didn't go right, there are lessons to be learned. So we need to look for the learning experiences and move forward with those versus taking everything with us. So you really need to unpack those experiences, do the work. So when those past experiences come up, and the ones that are negative are the ones that trigger us, the ones that bother us the most, that we replay in our head, if I only said this, if I only did this action differently, that everything would be perfect. And if that was truly true, it would be perfect right now. This moment is perfect. So I want you to really explore, what are those moments that are triggering you? What are those moments you're replaying over about situations or scenarios or things that were said? Things that were said are gone, they're released. So you need to let go of them. Being able to move into your future and creating the future that you want requires you to let go of the past. And in order to do so, it's about doing your own work, being able to pay attention. What thoughts trigger me? What are the things that I ruminate about? What can I do differently? What lesson is it that I can learn? And when I'm able to learn those lessons, I'm able to move forward with conviction in my life and really, truly embrace what's in front of me. Now, with that, you need to be kind. Need to have compassion and kindness for yourself. Now, we all make mistakes. We screw up sometimes, and we can even fail. But with that is to give ourselves the grace and compassion that if you were speaking to your best friend or a small child, that what is the lesson? What are we going to do differently moving into our future, that desired future of where you want to be? Well, you're not going to get there by beating yourself up, because we know your thoughts impact your feelings and your feelings impact the actions or behaviors you're going to have, leading to the results. Now, if you're feeling pretty negative about yourself, your actions or maybe even inactions are going to give you a certain level of results. And otherwise, if you felt empowered, the opposite, you're going to feel empowered, feeling great and unstoppable, but you're going to take actions that don't come from a place of regret. You're not going to hold back. You're going to move forward and you're going to start seeing the results that you want. So you really need to pay attention to be able to give yourself some grace, have that compassion for yourself and kindness, and learn those lessons. The other thing is, don't stuff away all those feelings. You need to feel the feels. Okay. If you're angry, you're frustrated, it's telling you something. Those emotions are telling you something to pay attention to. You know, often what happens is when people are in that fight or flight response, they're just looking for safety, wanting to protect themselves. Whereas when you are happy and jovial and excited about life, what you're actually doing, you are moving into the state of being unstoppable, right? And knowing how you create that. Your success leaves clues all around you. The other thing you need to remember is to give yourself permission to forgive not only yourself for allowing others to steal your joy by giving it away, or to realize that you might not get that apology from someone you're longing for. So you can forgive them anyway, for your own peace of mind, your own heart, to be able to move forward. Now, one of the greatest exercises that I've ever used is to write a letter to that individual of how you're feeling and processing those emotions, letting it out so you're not carrying it, not ruminating in your head, and either tearing it up or throwing it into a fire pit when you have a fire pit playing, you know, that it gets destroyed. You're releasing it, you're letting it go, and not hanging on to that past so tightly of what you wished would happen, what if you could have only done something differently. Everything is unfolding as it should. Now, when we're putting efforts into our lives, it's so, one of the hardest things for people to do is trusting that everything that you're doing is leading you to the next step, to the next transition point, to the next lesson. And that trusting of being in the moment. So if I were to take you to this moment, it's about having your seat in the chair, feeling your butt on the chair, having your feet on the ground if you're standing, if you're driving a car, that you're holding the steering wheel, the smell in the air, the sound that's away from you or the sound that's closest to you, the touch of the table or anything around you. So you and the view of the vision in front of you. So you're seeing and you're bringing yourself to this full present moment. Now, the one thing that you need to realize in order to let go of the past, you need to accept what was. Now, hear me out here, because I heard the phrase, it is what it is. And when I heard that, it annoyed me. It irked me because it felt like resignation. It is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. In sense, there's truth. Accept that the past is what it truly is. And it is done. There's nothing more I can change about it because it's an illusion that has passed us. And what I can focus is on building the future and being present in my present moment, because eventually it becomes my past. Now, if you're living intentionally in this present moment, you're not going to have regrets in the past, right? So accept what was your past. It's informed you of your present and moving into the future. Not to stay stuck in your current circumstance, making decisions based on past experience, but the experiences you plan to move into. Now, how do we let go? It all starts with one thing, a decision to let go and release and move forward. So when you do that, you are able to feel empowered and move forward in your life. Now, let's look at the future. The future tends to be anxiety provoking for some. It's that fear of the not knowing and having that uncertainty. But you have tools that have gotten you past uncertainty, because your future eventually becomes the past as well. So instead of worrying about all the what ifs, and often that has a negative connotation of what if this bad thing happens? What if this happens? Now, what if we reframed it all and paid attention to what if all you dreamed of, your vision for yourself, all became a reality? Now, wouldn't that be powerful? So you want to be living into the feeling of where you're heading, the future, and embracing it and feeling how powerful that is and taking the actions necessary to get to where you want to go. And accepting not knowing. So we need to accept the past for what it is and accept the future of not knowing the outcomes. They're all going to be exciting surprises. But in the meanwhile, focus on your present intention of the thoughts you want to have, because thoughts are just thoughts and you can change a thought, which will impact how you feel about things. And then it's going to influence how you behave or take actions toward those desired results. Now, accept not knowing. That is a powerful place to be. But when you trust the process and believe in yourself, everything is going to fall into place for you. Thank you for joining me. I'm Debra Kasowski. Please go over to my website at www.debrakasowski.com, where you can get your 3-part video course on making habits stick. And by building focus and consistency into your goal plan, reverse engineer, you are going to knock it out of the park and make those goals a reality. Now, before you leave this video, hit the bell, share this video with others, comment below so that others can learn about your favorite nugget from this video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.